Good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. It's Tyra Jarvis with Kefi Coaching, and it's Transformation Tuesday. Thought I'd join you for coffee this morning. This is a big week for us in the U.S. for sure. And yesterday was a very, very powerful Martin Luther King Day for me. Hadn't really thought about sharing about that, but I think I'm going to. Early on yesterday morning on the Darren Daily, I was introduced to one of Dr. King's sermons. It was called The Drum Major Effect. And in this sermon, which happened to be delivered actually 2 months before his passing or his assassination, he shares this human instinct to lead the parade, to be out in front, to be significant, to I guess, be the best. And he uses a lot of different references, some religious based in the Bible with Jesus and the disciples, but he also uses from life and how we compete and how we're marketed to by advertisers about, wanting the next great technology or wanting the next great tool or, things outside ourselves that are driving us to want to be, keep up with the Joneses or be better than somebody else. And then where it kind of goes awry is when the drum major effect or instinct causes you to compete with other people and put other people down and try to make yourself look better at the expense of somebody else. So certainly in today's times that could apply to the racial tension that we experience, and these long-lasting legacy issues that have still gone unaddressed. I mean, the fact that it's 53 years since that sermon and it still is relevant today in the politics and in the social structures and in our country and our globe and the things that we think are important. And so I highly encourage you to listen to his sermon. It's about 40 minutes. I found it on YouTube, listened to the whole thing a couple of times. And what was really significant is at the very, very end, and I know he knew for a long time that his life was being threatened, but he actually talks about, his funeral and his eulogy and what he wants to have said about him. And what's really significant about this for all of us is that it's too late then, if you're worrying about what they're going to say. And he makes light of, don't let them talk too long and this kind of thing. And I found it had a big impact on me because, 2 months later, he's assassinated. And whether it was a premonition, whether it was a forecast, or whether he was just using those life-ending reflections to decide, was this a worthy life? Was this a committed life? And that's what he says. He goes, I want to be remembered. Remember me, not for my Pulitzer Prize, not for, the political stances that I took and all my accomplishments and where I went to college. Don't remember me for those things. Remember me as a person who was committed to service to others, and to helping to feed the hungry and deal with the economic inequities and clothe the people that didn't have clothes and, take care of people and be in service, which is why yesterday a lot of people, that's how they honor Dr. King, is they do a service act. But it's not a one-day thing. It's a life intention, if you will, to be of service and to be of love. And I think he said, remember me as the drum major for freedom, peace, righteousness, for really the way he lived his life. That's how he wanted to be remembered. So I felt that was top of mind for me this morning, and so I really wanted to share that. And there's a lesson in there for all of us, and it has to do with this state of being or this way that we live our life, and the attributes that we put in our life that bring meaning to our life and fulfillment in our life. And when there's success in that, you will have a rewarding, fulfilling life. And so what is that for you? This is the time of year we've set a lot of goals. We set hopefully some intentions. And I think what can be really intimidating is now that you've made, verbally or in writing or maybe even to somebody that you want to accomplish something or you want to create something in 2021, the however big they are, hairy, audacious goals, whatever they are, you stand at the precipice of that and you go, now what? What do I need to do now? To actually bring those to fruition. And it can be very, very intimidating. And so actually this morning on Darren Daily, that's what he said. He goes, when you're standing at that staircase, don't look up, don't look at the goal. Like once you've defined the goals and once you've set them in motion, keep your head focused on the things that you need to do each day to move closer on that path to your goals. And that could be with your health, that could be with your money, that could be with relationships. And it's really about this intentional, committed way of living your life that's going to allow you to move forward with your goals. And so, when I think about, that first step, which is usually the hardest, or beginning on something that you're, like what stops you? What stops you from moving forward? And I think there's a couple of things. One, we tend to, like I've mentioned a couple of times, we take off on a sprint, without any awareness around, the fact that we have to pace ourselves and that we need to have interim wins that will sustain our motivation and allow us to self-motivate ourselves. So we have to continue to do that. And, how do you do that? Well, you do that by focusing in the here and now and looking at, I like the top 3, like what are the top 3 things you're going to do this week? What is the top 3 things that you're going to do today that are going to move you towards that? And it could be something really simple. And if you do the first one right away, you've already set up a success for the day. So when I look at what stops me from starting something, it will typically be trying to do too much too soon, getting distracted and lack of focus. And that could be around clutter, incompletions, things that distract me, that take me out and cause me to not focus on those top 3 things, So, in the morning, it's, drink that glass of water, have that first fueling within the first 30 to 60 minutes. Those are new habits, but get your body started in the right way. Maybe it's stretching or exercising, meditating, journal, get that day started, whatever that is. And then, what's your big thing that you want to do today? Is it an email? Is it a proposal? Is it a project? Is it writing a chapter of a book? Whatever that goal is for you, set yourself up with your top 3 things, for that day. And just know that, with your head focused on those, you'll move forward to those. But there's also this fear that, plays a role in stopping us, stopping me, and fear is false evidence appearing real. So what role is fear playing in your life? Is it fear of missing out, which is causing you to do too much or go too many places or be on the go and not give yourself any of that precious downtime that you need to take care of your body and your mind and your heart and your spirit, so that you have the strong personal foundation to do what you want to do? Is it fear of rejection? I participated in a 100 no's challenge. I didn't quite get to 100. But the idea was that you go out in the world and you ask people for things. You ask people. And the more bizarre it is, the better. And the issue of being told no, you become desensitized to it. So you can start to make big asks and you can start to ask for help and you can start to ask if you can help somebody and you can ask for advice and you can, because the other fear is fear of not knowing what to do. So you have to be able to engage with people and ask them for the things that they really want to be able to do. And I think being afraid that somebody's going to say no and fear of rejection, and that could have happened, somebody turns you down for a date in high school or in the example on the video that's on YouTube, if you do a search on 100 No's challenge, you'll find the gentleman that does this challenge himself, and he tells this whole story. It started when he was 6 years old. Started in kindergarten. He was embarrassed in front of his kindergarten class, and so he vowed on a very deep, intense level never to be in a situation where he would, have to experience rejection in public. And that thwarted his life. It stopped him from taking on tasks and creating the things that he really wanted to do that were really meaningful for him. So let's just say that there's some lessons from Dr. King about a committed life of service, love, peace, and look for the ways that you can do that as a part of your way of being and how you go about that intention in your life. Consider adopting some of his intentions into our lives on a daily basis, not just on the anniversary that we celebrate for him, especially now. And look for what you can do to make a difference, not only for others, but for yourself, because it's rewarding for you. And then look at your intentions and the things that you're creating for yourself, and just try to take little steps. Start someplace. Start by doing 3 things that will help you to do that. And, look at fear. Start to discover what's stopping you, and if it is fear, and look at the situation as it really is. And you want to understand that a healthy mental state and a healthy emotional state is what's going to shore you up to be able to see things as they really are, not as you think they are, or not as maybe you're being told they are, that they're really what's true for you. So with that, morning, Lori. Hi, Victor. Thanks, you guys, for joining me this morning. I'm just going to get ready here to wrap it up. We've been talking a little bit about intention and how we deal with the fact that we set these really big goals for the year, and how do we get started. And it really starts with those little baby steps, and that journey starts with the first step. And the first step of 100,000 miles, or whatever, however that quote goes, starts with one step. So what's the one step that you could do today? And what's the second step? And what's the third step? And just start small, and just move yourself towards the goals that you intend to create in your life. So just try not to do too much, and really look at fear. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about fear. I'm going to be doing a book club on fearless living, and just really look at the role that fear plays in our lives. So I'm going to be happy to share some of that with you guys. And if I can help you, please reach out in any way. Reach out to me on email at tyrajarvis.com. I do have a group program that's coming up for women right now that's going to start on January 27th. If you're interested in that, reach out. We can talk about it, see if it's the right thing for you. And I guess that's what I'm going to say for today. So listen, make it a great day. Do something in support of yourself. And if you can find a way to be of service to others and to be a stand and committed for love and peace in the world, let's make this the week we really lead with that intention. All right? You guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.